Well, you've spent all the time preparing and you practiced, and now it's showtime. We still have some delivery pitfalls as well, and number 8 is visual violations. I want you to think of a presenter who has presence. They appear to be relaxed and they appear to be confident. You don't know how they're really feeling, but this is how they're coming across. And how are they perceived? Would you agree that when they appear to be confident and relaxed, they appear to be competent, as opposed to somebody that is fidgety or lackluster? Impressions are made before a speaker ever opens his or her mouth. Let me just give you a couple guidelines for the visual impact, starting with your choice of clothing and grooming. In the old days, it was the suit. That was it. You just wore a suit. This has changed. There are some industries where I'm still seeing the suit to be appropriate, and I will say that the jacket, whether it's a suit or just as a blazer over a skirt or over pants, still adds some credibility. But in some industries and in some situations, that's not going to be as relevant or could actually be a distraction. So step back and you don't say, well, what's clean in my closet, but what's the image I want to present? And how can I be at least one step above the audience, which shows some respect for them? Making sure that whatever you choose, it fits you well, it is pressed, the things are polished, and you have done that full body check. You're going to walk out of there feeling really, really good about how you come across and not worrying about that, because you would hate your clothing to get in the way of the impact that you are creating. But it's not just your clothing, it's also your body language. You know, what do confident people do? They don't slouch over, they don't play with their hands, they don't just look at the floor. No, instead they look confident, they stand tall, they fill their space. Their gestures are open and congruent with the message. So if I'm talking about a small problem, I'm not going to have my hands here, or 3 ideas. No, they're congruent with what I'm talking about. And they move, but not in a fidgety way. They're not dancing. They're intentional in their movement. When they're seated, they sit up straight and they're moving towards you, as opposed to this leaning back, which can be arrogant, or a lot of fidgeting with the chair, which makes them appear to be more nervous. Eye contact is a critical factor. It's not a 2-eyed stare, but generally looking at one person at a time, one eye or the other, right above or right below. Hold it. Finish a short thought, phrase, or idea with that one person, and then move to someone else. But that allows you to read that audience into focus. You also want to make sure that you are looking happy. I mean, I've seen people up there, they are grimacing when they're speaking and they look like they're in pain. Well, it's so hard for an audience to sit and watch that. So overall, you need to look confident and like you are enjoying yourself. Whether you are or not is irrelevant. It's how you're coming across to that audience. You also want to think in terms of how you position your slides. Make sure that the slides are to the speaker left, because we read from left to right. And it just makes it easy for the audience to look at you and to look at the slides. And so, again, it's all about making it easy for the audience. You're not reading the slides. You're making sure that you know what's on them and you are looking out at that audience. Periodically, when you want to have some more interaction or discussions, go hit that B slide again. Remember that, your key on the computer. The B will turn the screen to black or to blank. And that way the audience can focus on you. There are many visual pitfalls, whether it is ringing with your hands or playing with your jewelry or having change in your pocket. I urge you to get some videotape of yourself and then step back and say, hey, do I look confident and competent? Do I? And get some feedback from other people as well to say, are you doing anything that is a distraction? I want to remind you that impressions are made immediately, and that visual impression is critical. So what is the impression that you want to make?